welcome to episode 14 of Spoken Word Sunday with Granddaddy G. And it's been a rough few days here in Southern California with a shooting tragedy and wildfires that are costing many people their homes. So I'm going to try to read something a little bit hopeful. This is a story that I heard years ago. I don't know who wrote it. I first heard it from the British philosopher Alan Watts, who's a student and teacher of Zen Buddhism. He'd have a radio show back in the 70s, and I remember hearing him tell this story once. Here it is. It's the story of we don't know if it's good or if it's bad. Once upon a time, in ancient times, there was a man who lived on a farm with his 18-year-old son. The man's wife had died, so it was only him, his son, and one horse they used to plow the fields. One night, there was a severe storm, and the horse got scared and ran off. The man was devastated. "This is the worst thing that could have ever happened," he told his neighbor the next morning on his way to town. "Now my son and I will have to pull the plow, and the harvest will be late." The neighbor looked at him and replied, "We don't know if it's good or if it's bad," and walked off. The man's son, tired of pulling the plow, decided to set out and look for the horse. The next day, he saw the horse at the bottom of a steep ravine, eating from a tree. As the son slid down the ravine to capture the horse, he slipped and tumbled and broke his ankle. Fortunately, the horse did not run away, and the son limped his way to the horse, climbed on top of it, and rode it back home. When the man saw his son return with the horse, he was overjoyed until he saw and heard about his son's broken ankle. "This is the worst thing that could have happened," he told his neighbor the next morning. "Now my son cannot help in the fields, and the harvest will be late." The neighbor replied, "We don't know if it's good or if it's bad," and walked off. The next day, a group of soldiers came to the village recruiting young men to serve in the army. The country was at war and under attack from the enemy. It was always the son's dream to join the army and have a chance to leave the farm and have adventures. He loved his father, but could not see himself staying where he was much longer. When the army captain saw the son's broken ankle, he told him they could not use him and left the village. The son was devastated. Now he would never have a chance to follow his dreams of becoming a soldier. The son told his father, "This is the worst thing that could have ever happened." The next day, the man told his neighbor about his son's disappointment. This time, however, the neighbor paused, looked at the man, and said, "Did you not hear what happened? The soldiers that came to your farm, they were ambushed by the enemy as soon as they left. Every man was killed." The man looked at his neighbor, thought for a moment, and said, "You were right all along. We don't know if it's good or if it's bad." I think that's a nice little story to remember. Sometimes we're not in control of the way things work out. And I'll end with this little poem I wrote, kind of on the same line of working everything out for the best. Every day I try to do the best I can, Sometimes it's hard to look at life and try to understand. I want to see more colors above my head and in the sky. I want more rainbows appearing before my eyes. I want to walk with a purpose inside my mind, step into the future and leave all the past behind. Some say every problem has a solution. Hard work can bring about a resolution. Thank you, everybody. Have a great week. I'll see you next Sunday.